things I shouldn't say. Algorithm. View. Community. Hold up. Bam. Get all that. Stick 187 present and accounted for movement. What is up? What is up? Yo. How y'all doing? It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Good to see you. I'm fired up. I feel good. I'm back. I wasn't coming back. I didn't want to do this no more. But then Pam Bondi. Who you talking to? Don't you dare. I was like, hold up. Hold up. I'm only want to get busy like that. Nah. Let's slow it down. Way down. See, that's the problem. A lot of people then got used to this Insta life, thinking they can do something and instantly things will happen. It is happening, but in the wrong way. I don't do that. I like to slow it down. I like to take y'all for a ride. Who ready for a ride? Y'all ready for a ride? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I keep doing that, but I pulled a muscle on my back. I'm not as young as I used to be, so bear with me. You know, the other day I was talking to my mom. I like to video chat with her. She's 70 years old, so I like to see what she's doing. You know, and as I'm talking to her, I noticed that she's into her soap operas, right? And I'm like, Ma, yep. I said, Ma, yeah, uh-huh. Ma, I threw a chair at somebody at work. Okay. Yeah, he got like 15 stitches all across his face. Right. Hold on, what? Yo, but it had me really thinking about where we are in our current situation. It's a lot of fairy tale shit going on right now, right? And I understand how we got here, but do you understand how we got here? No? Buckle up. You know, the difference between men and women is that most men are logical, and most women are emotional. Now just hang on to that for a second. Men are logical, women are emotional, right? So, in the early, you can go back to the 70s, but in the early 80s, 90s, when we were all in the clubs, and by the way, I hear a lot of people complaining that the club life now sucks and that it's not what it used to be. Well, here, let me brag for a minute. I remember going into the club around 10:30, 11 o'clock with a group of my friends and having the greatest time for the next 2 or 3 hours, drinking, meeting women, meeting other friends, seeing some ops, but not really tripping because we're in the club. And I remember everybody having a great time. And it makes me wonder, where did all these perverts come from? These creeps in the clubs that the new generation is talking about. Like, who are these people? Like, I don't remember these people being in. Maybe they were in the club and I just didn't see them. I was having such a good time, but I don't remember that. I just remember everybody, to the window, to the wall, to the, all that, and just really, even the concerts, we just had a really good time. Like nobody was nobody was hurting anybody else. And I remember at the end of the night, those of you who are my age and remember this, the slow song would come on. Why would they play this slow song? Like every time it would play a slow song. Whatever slow song was jumping at that time, mostly R. Kelly. But they would play that slow song, and then like 3 minutes into the song, 2 minutes into the song, they would turn the lights on. And I remember I'd be laughing because I'd be seeing like even some of my friends dancing, everybody's drunk and everything. And I'm like, I've even been there a few times, and like, don't lie, like I know, no cap, like the kids say. I've even been there a few times. The lights came on, and my friends like, "Yo, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I'm having a great time." You know what I mean? And I remember what happened after the club, right? It was a lot of people doing a lot of things, right? And then I remember seeing a lot of the women from the clubs pregnant, right? It's like, oh, they ain't clubbing no more. Oh yeah, she's pregnant. She's pregnant by so and so, so and so. Oh, she's pregnant by so and so, so and so. She's pregnant by so and so, so and so. It was like an epidemic. And it was like right around that time of Beyonce, and I'm a single ladies, I'm a single, and just like all this stuff going on, and then these kids started coming, and they started growing up. And around now, they're a certain age. And a lot of them were not raised with their fathers. Logical, emotional. Hang on to that. So, without having that logical side, we have a lot of emotional men running around, a lot of emotional young men running around. And when it comes to conflict resolution, let me pause that. Y'all remember that video that Kendrick Lamar had out, DNA? And that towards the end of the video, there was this like scene where like all these women were in this car and like they were driving super crazy. And like the girl driving, there was another girl that had her hands over her eyes while she was driving. They were just screaming, just having the greatest time, just swerving all over the road and everything. And like Kendrick and them was watching them. And I'm thinking to myself, was that a crash out? Anyway, so we have a lot of these young emotional men running around here right now, and they don't know how to handle conflict resolution, as you can see. And not only that, something else has changed because of the fact that they was not raised by logic. Masculine men, fathers, whatever. They wasn't raised around that right there. It was mostly their mothers. And like now, when you look at 2026 and you see how everything is gone, and you can't help but understand that having only emotional things going on is not a good thing. We have to have both. So when we say, oh, masculinity is a bad thing, no, we have to have, it's not just masculinity. It's someone thinking logically, right? And when it comes to these fairy tales and soap operas, you know, if you watch them and you'll see, usually the male in those is not, it's not really logical, because this is a fairy tale, right? You got a guy that's a beast, and another guy kisses a girl and wakes her up from sleep. I mean, these are, even the soap operas, like, hell, there's a guy that has died 4 or 5 times, and he's still on the show. Like, these are fairy tales, right? But out here in real life, this is reality, right? And when it comes to reality, you can't have fairy tale thinking, because if you have fairy tale thinking and you go into a situation where you have an op or something like that, how are you going to handle it without thinking logically? It's not going to go right. As you can see, time after 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 time again, it's never going to go right. Because we have to stop and think. People will tell you all the time, never act in anger. That's an emotion. Never act in anger. That's an emotion. This fairy tale thinking is so bad in our current situation that I'm not even sure how we can get out of it. It makes me think of Cinderella. It's like one of my favorite fairy tales, for the simple fact that you got to really look at the story. The story is about a man having to find the right woman, and he has to get past the wicked stepsisters. Right now, in reality, the wicked stepsisters have won. Right? They have won. They're all over the place. Correct me if I'm wrong. Because apparently no one's dating, no one's getting married, everything's all in array. I just been sitting back just watching, like, what in the, wow, that's interesting. Oh, they're doing that now. Huh, why? They know it, they don't care. Oh, huh. So what are, oh, they're doing that too? Oh, well, okay. Yeah. Oh, now that's happening. Oh, well, I guess, I mean, you know, if that's happening, this happened. Seemed logical to me, because I'm a man. And this whole thing about this whatever this gender argument, whatever is going on with this, listen. We have letting social media getting way too much into our lives. I don't know how many times I've said in the past that this social media, like, I'm a grown ass man. All right. There is no need for me to have anything connected to me called TikTok, Snapchat, Twitter. I'm a grown ass man. I got way better things to do. I got kids, I got a grandkid, I got a job, I got a life out here. I don't have time for none of that, right? But when we rely so much on social media, this is a fairy tale. This is not real. I mean, hell, I'm probably gonna have to edit this video. Like, this ain't real. Nothing is, when you're dealing with social media, it might seem real, but let's really think about it. I'm posting this video right now, right? It's just me in this apartment. It's just me. I can say whatever, have whatever emotion, yell out, wild out, do whatever I want. Taking clothes off, fart, butt naked in the corner. I can do whatever I want, because this is my world. It's me. And I'm just talking to this camera. But once I upload it, you are now all privy to what I just did. And it changes. It's different. because I can't take that back. Everything I say, everything I do, I can't take that back. I understand that everything from the moment you press play will be analyzed, right? Until the moment the video's over. Because I'm logical, I understand this. But when I see people get on here and say stuff like, they cut food stamps. Don't blame me for stealing. All those so-called N-words, y'all need to be shot to death. I just be scamming men like it's nothing. No, I'm joking right now. I'm saying hypothetical things, but this is one thing I saw, and it was like it was so horrific. Some lady said, "I'm single, and it's Valentine's Day. I'm gonna go around and any couple I see, I'm gonna walk up to the guy and say, 'This is how you doing it,' and then just walk off." What fantasy world are we living in that this is okay? There are consequences when you press record. And not only are there consequences, there's consequences in real life when you press record, right? We have to get out of this fairy tale thinking. All right, it continuously leads to insta life thinking. And there's nothing insta about life. There's no shortcuts in life. I don't know where the elders are around all of us that should be telling people this, but there's no shortcuts in life, right? You cannot learn life from a video. You're watching this video right now, I guarantee you, it will not. You will not go out and understand life. It may make you ask questions. It may make you think about things, but it is not going to change. It's not going to do what you think it might do. You're going to have to do a lot of work, right? That's life. You have to do a lot of work. That's what life is all about. Is no insta life. Getting paid, doing these social media, all this. This is ridiculous. It's this fairy tale living. All right. And when you live fairy tale living, there's no happily ever after. All right, there's not. You have to come back down to reality. All right, if not for you, for these children out here that's watching us, listening to us. When it comes to these kids, man, these kids are supposed to be bored. They're supposed to be bored for the simple fact that they're not supposed to know everything. Because it takes time. It takes time. There's certain things that kids shouldn't know until a certain age. But because everybody's fairy tale living, who cares? Just give them an iPad, give them social media, and just wow. No, so now you got a bunch of kids running around here that just know everything. So they think, and they don't know shit. And they find out the hard way. Because you can't learn everything from social media. You can't learn anything from fairy tale living, because that shit is not real. There's no guy out there that has all the categories that'll come and get you out of your it has to stop, right? It has to stop. We have to get back to reality. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, when they voted for the current president, somebody was living in a fairy tale. Where we at now? Where we at now? Let me tell y'all something. I'm looking out my window right now, right? I'm looking out my window right now. Let me tell y'all what's 3 miles that way, where they killed Renee Good, right? Couple of miles, about a mile to over, is where they killed Alex Pretty. That way. There's no more time for fairy tale living. What's going on out here is real. Our kids see it, you see it, I see it. It's real. So when are we going to come back to reality and start doing what's necessary? The reason why America is failing is because of what it was built on. What it was built on, number one, was a lie. It had to be the dumbest thing in the world, first of all, to go somewhere and bring a bunch of people over here as slaves from a continent and not realizing that it's a continent and that these are not only different people, they're different tribes, and you bring them over here to, you talk about fairy tale living, and then you let them multiply, and you wonder why things are like they are out here. Because you have so many different people, so many different things going on out here. We have to stop the fairy tale living. At some point, it has to stop, right? You got a president who obviously is caught up in some shit, and we're just sitting back. There's a percentage of people that's sitting back like, yo, I don't believe it. Here, okay. I didn't really want to touch on this, but let's touch on it. Do any of y'all hang out with crackheads? Anybody? If you do, just put it in the comments there. It's like, yo, I actually do hang out with crackheads. But just do anybody hang out with crackheads? Why not? If you don't, why not? Probably because you don't smoke crack, right? Do anybody hang out with meth heads? Like, it's cool. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just wondering. But if you don't, why not? Probably because you don't do meth, right? Do anybody hang out with people who like to indulge in things with minors and stuff like that? Nope. Why not? Probably because you don't do that, right? Okay. Moving on. You have a president that's involved in some crazy shit. His cabinet, and all this is going on, and us as a people are handling it emotionally, not logically, emotionally. Emotionally. We have to really think about what we're doing out here, all right? Like, this is not a joke. This is people's lives. This is your children's lives. This is your family's lives. If anybody even has families anymore, all right? Families are very important. Like, what we were doing in the 80s, 90s, and 2000 is coming back to haunt us now because it affects the family reunions, and it affects the family unit. It affects everything. Everything. Oh, by the way, the reason why the club situation sucks right now is because the way it was designed, it was like guys came, women came, like everybody danced, hung out. It was a cool place. Like, you get drunk, celebrate, party. Like, the music was great. Nobody was talking about killing everybody in the music. Nobody was talking about how wet their parts were. Like, it was just a different time. All right. So, not to mention when you have videos on social media where people living in fairy tale land saying things that you can't take back, right? As a guy, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of guys out there that can relate, if I'm somewhere, whether it's work, whether it's the mall, whether it's just out and about, bar, I don't care, and I see a guy being goofy or on some weird shit, I stay away from that. I just move differently. I don't indulge it. I stay away from it. Right? When you see things that you don't agree with, that you don't rock with, you stay away from it. You don't mess with it. You don't indulge it. Right? For some reason, now everybody is indulging it, entertaining it, sharing it, posting it, liking it, following it. Like, no, this is not what we do. When we see somebody being negative, get the hell away from that person. Let that person be negative on their own. Let them know, hey, I ain't with all that negative stuff. But instead, not only do we listen to the negativity, we take it on as it's ours. Like, we think that way too. It may be that one person's experience. Whatever that person, and most time they ain't even told you the real story, the whole story. But yet and still, we hear that negativity, and then we take it on and we think it's real. And then we start living in this fantasy world where this negativity is now real. It's not. When I heard there was a video or videos of women saying, I'd pick a bear over a man. I obviously didn't see the movie Revenant. But it's okay though. I mean, this is that fairy tale thinking that a bear wouldn't rip your fucking back out, right? All bears, right? So, or when I see young men carrying guns, ski masks, thinking that this is something, some kind of statement or some kind of vibe, and we're posting it. We're making a digital record of these things we're going through. It almost reminds me of the milk cart challenge. Remember that? How many people ended up how many people are still to this day feeling the effects of the milk cart challenge? I can only imagine. So what do you think is going to happen 20 years from now? When you're thinking back to right now and everything that's going on right now, when you're doing this fairy tale living, at what point do we say, okay, you know what? It's time to turn off the TV. It's time to put the book down. It's time to get back to reality. At what point? What is it going to take? Because everything around you is crumbling because no one is thinking in reality. Right now, there's a war going on. Right now. It doesn't seem serious because who cares? Social media is not, who cares? We're just out here. But it's very serious. Very serious. When you got a country like Iran that's bombing everything around it for is to defend itself, and you got a country like Israel and America, and all these people are just involved in all this stuff, and like no one's caring because we're so busy thinking in fairy tale thinking. Well, let me tell you something. This shit is real, and this is how it happens. And this is how places fall, is because they don't be paying attention. They think it's not a big deal. Get off social media. Get back into reality. That is the message for today. All right? If you do that, I promise, there will be a happily ever after. It's sad, man. Like, we just lost people to this war. We lost people on the protests, losing kids in mall shootings, school shootings. Like, nothing has changed since I was doing videos 20 years ago. Nothing has changed. And I'm pretty sure after this video, nothing will change. But I want to acknowledge it, that I see it, and I'm open for change. Because that's the one thing we never actually do is come up with solutions. Well, the solution is this right here, man. Yo, like, we have to bring the family structure back. Like, I don't know why you young people, I don't know why you're not dating, why you don't see the value. I went to this convention with my daughter. All right, she's 15. She wanted to go to this 80s, 90s convention, awesome rad, whatever. Bunch of shit I hardly remember, but was kind of cool when I saw it, right? And I remember she picked out a shirt, an Echo shirt, right? I loved them Echo shirts back in the day. She's like, I want this one. I said, all right, how much is it? Like $50. Well, I swear it's hard having a daughter. Anyway, as we were walking around, I saw just a plethora of young people not together, right? And they were attractive. Like the young men, they were attractive, they were dressed nice. The young women, they were attractive, they were dressed nice, and they were on opposite sides of the room. They didn't even know what to say to each other. They're just walking around. And I thought that was some of the saddest shit ever. Like I don't know who's telling them where they're hearing it, but no, we have to stop it with this social media, with all this crazy stuff. I said it before, we have to stop it. This fairy tale living, we have to stop it. We have to stop it. All right. That is the solution right there. Get control of your family back. All right. Start making family more important. All right. More important than delusional thinking. Families are more important than delusional thinking. All right. I don't care what, and this goes out for those who always start a sentence with I feel. All right. There's no more of that. Like, I get it, but this can't be the priority right here, how you feel versus what I think, what reality is. What someone thinks versus what someone feels, these are two totally different things, all right? Usually, so when someone says they think about, I think, and it's usually based off of some logic, something. But when someone says I feel, it's based off emotion. And we got to get past that, man. We had to get this family structure back where we have both. We had to have both. You can't have one or the other. Because if you have one or the other, as you can see out here, look out your window, as you can see out here what's going on. Fairy tale living, all right? This is the problem, and this is what has to stop. It's cool for kids, but it's not for adults. I see women, social media with their young daughters like this. We should all know this is a red flag, all right? This is a red flag, all right? Same thing if you see grown ass men hanging out in places where teens are hanging out at. Like, this is a red flag. Like, we have to stop this delusional thinking. All right, listen. I am 53 years old, about to be 54. I have no shame in that. There's no problem getting old. Stop acting like you're young. Stop trying to be in the in crowd. If you're an elder, be an elder, because our youngins need our elders. We don't need more older, younger people out here. It looks stupid. They don't have respect in us. They don't have confidence in us. They're not motivated by anything we're doing, because we're not showing them what really to do, because we're too busy being on some young shit. That's real talk, man. Like, this fairy tale living has got to stop. The wicked stepsisters got to step back. All right. These OGs, all that shit that popped off in 2025 with them dudes over there in Cali. What is it? I didn't look at that, man. That's how important. That's how non-important you are. I already forgot your name. Big whatever these guys are. Like, yo, stop it. Real talk. Stop it. All right. Stop being on these podcasts acting like you tough. You OGs. Take your ass somewhere. Get a fishing pole and retire. Get off. No, stop it. Because you're fairy tale living too. 50 Cent, all this pettiness, stop it. Because our kids are watching this, man. It's petty and it's fairy tale living. Because in reality, you do this stuff in reality in front of somebody, in reality, you can lose your life. All right? All this fairy tale living has got to come to an end. Real talk. I'm going to keep bringing it up. I'm going to keep talking about it. I'm going to keep supporting it until it's gone. Anti-fairy tale living. All right? Real talk, man. I ain't no soap opera over here. Only soap opera is the one my mama watching. She's 70 years old and she deserved it. She deserved to watch that. All right, she didn't seen it all. She was born the same year that McDonald's was made, so she can do that. For children that can watch fairy tales, older elders can watch soap operas. But us, we got a job to do. It's us that's out here in reality. Y'all better remember that. Real talk. I'm not playing with y'all. I ain't went nowhere. I've always been here. I just been watching. This is crazy. Enough is enough. All right, this is the elder telling y'all. Now, get on my video, start talking shit, talking about, boy, do woo, and all that. All right, and you're going to look stupid because I don't play the social media game. I never have. Everybody that knows me, everybody that's ever watched me, if you're new to my channel, nah, this ain't no reaction. I don't do reactions. All right, I do real talk here. So if you want some reaction shit, take it over there. Nothing against the reaction videos, nothing against all that, but over here, we on some real shit. So with that being said, y'all know what it is. Welcome back.